Welcome everybody to our Green Acres. First project today is a thrifted wooden box. Now this is a vintage English leather wooden gift box. I looked this up online and just the box itself in good condition was $15. I scored this one for 99 cents. Now this actually has a top and it has a bottom. So the top will actually come off, so it's two pieces. The first thing I wanted to do was remove the remainder of that label because it was already peeled off some, but I just kind of went over it with some liquid, some kind of little cleaner that I had, sprayed it on, and just kind of scraped it off with my fingernail. Very easy to get off. Once the label was removed, then I gave it a couple coats of white chalk paint, and then I decided to put one of my favorite stamps. This is a stamp set that's one of my favorites, so if you're going to invest in a stamp set, I highly recommend this one, but it's called the Farm Animals, and I love this sheet. I've used quite a few of these stamps, and the hare, the rabbit, is one of my absolute favorites, but I absolutely love this sheet, so I'm going to put some black ink. I'm going to ink him up really good, and I'm just going to apply him to the top of the box. I went back and forth on what I wanted to do. Did I want to do a transfer? Did I want to do decoupage paper? So many options of when you have just a blank canvas like this wood box. So I decided to add him because I don't know, a lot of times I go through moods, and for fall this year, I'm kind of in a French country mood. And to me, he kind of reminds me of French country. So I'm just going to apply him. And applying stamps is very easy. You just want to put it on your surface, make sure it doesn't wiggle around, and just make sure it adheres really well, and then just lift it up, and you should have a really good impression. Now, y'all know me. I always love to add a little bit of wording to my projects, but if you don't want to do this part, you definitely don't have to. But I always have spare transfers and pieces that I didn't use on previous projects, and I just put them in a little box and I store them. So a lot of times I have those to go through, and I can, use those on other projects. So I just apply a little bit of wording to him, and now this will make a beautiful little piece that I can set out all through the seasons, and I can even store some things in it.
Side by side we sway there in all the colors.
The next project I'm going to make over is going to be a cutting board. And I love cutting boards, and this one right here, I absolutely love the color and the grain of the wood. Now, my friend Jackie at Ruth and Ruby, she sent me the IOD Holly Glen transfer book. She's currently sold out of this. I'm not sure if she'll be able to get any more, but you can get on her mailing list, her email list if she does, or you may can find a stockist that may still have some of these. Even though this is a Christmas release, this little bunny right here will be great for fall and autumn, and also through the winter and the Christmas season. He's got some great fall and autumn colors to him, and like I say, we can always leave him out. He can pretty much be left out all year long. So I just applied him to the cutting board, and now I think he added such a beautiful detail. Now when Christmas comes, I can put some beautiful greenery around the top of this, but right now I've put some little bunny tails that I have linked in my Amazon store, and I just bunched up a little few of those, tied them up, and added those to him.
Summer love. Remember when we were getting nowhere fast, when the garden won't stop giving back. Honeysuckle, fresh cut grass.
Now the next project is I'm going to upcycle a thrifted wall pocket. It was metal, and you'll see it in just a minute, but I got some beautiful decoupage paper, and this is called Fall Botanical Project Block. And my friend Jackie at Ruth and Ruby sells this, and this right here, you get different designs on a sheet. The sheet is huge, but you can see all the different blocks that you get. You get so many of the nature scenes. You get the owls, the birds. If you're a mushroom fan, if you like the script writing. This one right here pretty much has everything. It even has butterflies. So I'm going to take this wall pocket. I have upcycled it in a previous video, but I'm going to do something different with it. But I just made sure it was painted white, and it already was painted. I just painted over the project that was on it and just blocked that out. And now I'm going to use this piece of the decoupage paper. I love that orange color and those flowers. And I'm just going to use enough paper that it's not going to wrap around the whole part of the wall pocket, but the back of it, you'll never see it. But I'm going to apply it using some DIY Liquid Patina, and I'm just using a sponge brush. Now I work in sections, and I just go around and just liberally apply your decoupage medium under your paper and over your paper. And then I always like to go over my decoupage paper with a brayer and just kind of roll out any wrinkles or bubbles, and it also just allows that excess decoupage medium to go out to the edges. So I always love to go over it with a brayer and roll it over really good, just to kind of smooth it out and make sure it adheres to my project really well. Around the top, I went around with my little razor blade, and I did tear my paper up there in the top corner. So I'm just going to make a repair there, and that's very easy to do. I just ripped up a little bit of the paper, and then I'm just going to apply it up there, and once it dries, you never can tell that you've had to make a repair. So decoupage paper is very user friendly, and that's what I enjoy about using it is, it's a very easy product, and it always has some beautiful results. So I just added some beautiful fall florals to it, and now I think this will make a great wall pocket that I can set out for the fall and the autumn season.
Talk to me and tell me all that you've seen, and all the colors, summer love.
The next project is going to be an upcycled, a thrifted piece. Now, I picked this up at the thrift store a while back. I've had this for quite a while, and I actually like the graphic on it, but it's just a little chicken wire basket. But I just kind of wanted to give it a little fall flair. And I also have two sides. So, I still have that graphic on the other side, but this one I'm going to add a beautiful fall transfer to, and I'll have these transfers linked down below. But I just painted the little graphic. I gave it a couple layers of chalk paint just to make sure I had good coverage, and I covered it up, and I applied my transfer. This transfer right here is absolutely beautiful for fall because it's got those beautiful colors that I'm really decorating with in my home this year. So now I've got a great little basket to set out, and I can just fill it with all kinds of fall and autumn decor. I want to show y'all a great piece to layer in with your fall and autumn decor, and this is a rustic vintage strainer. I got this at a church yard sale back in the summer, and I didn't pay hardly anything for it, and I actually got two of them. But you'll see me styling with this, but it just makes a great layering piece just to add another layer of that rustic charm to your fall and your autumn vignettes.
Summer love. Remember the lazy river day canoe, bathing in the turquoise blue, losing track of time with you. Another beach pie sunset view, sleeping in the afternoon, no place to be and nothing to prove. That's sure something I could use.
If y'all have followed my channel for very long, y'all know me and know I cannot pass up a magazine rack. This one right here is absolutely beautiful. It's a very unique style. It's almost too large to be a magazine rack, but I'm pretty sure that's what it was. I only paid $5 for this at Salvation Army. There's some holes on the sides. I'm sure at one time this probably had some beautiful, probably some really pretty handles on the sides. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to have to seal it really well because I know this wood right here and it will bleed. So before I even start to paint it, I'm going to prime it really well. And I'm just using some Kiehl's. This is just a white primer. And I always pick these up when I'm at the thrift store because they're always on the shelves and I just can't pass them up, but I bring them home and then I have a collection of them. But they make great embellishments for different kinds of projects. I picked this one and you can see it was only $1. So, these are great to have on hand. So when you have projects like this and you want to add a little bit of detail to it, these are perfect. So I'm just going to apply it to the front, one of the sides of the magazine rack, and I'm just using some tight bond wood glue, and I'm just going to cover the whole piece really well using my fingers because you don't want to have too much glue where it squirts out, around the edges, but just enough to hold it in place. I put some bricks on it. I left it for a couple hours. I let the glue dry really well, and now I'm going to remove the bricks and I'll show you what it looks like. But this right here just added a really nice detail to the magazine rack, and you could have went all kinds of different you could have done decoupage on this, you could have done stamps or stencils, so many things that we could have put on this. But like I say, I always have like these little embellishments when I pick them up at the thrift stores, and now I'm glad I did. So I just went over it really good with some white linen chalk paint, gave it a few coats, and then I went over it with my sander and I sanded it really well. The little embellishment on the front, I just got a wet rag and I wet distressed it. But I went around the edges pretty good with my sander because I wanted it to look very distressed. Now we have this side that we can leave out all year long, but on the other side, I'm going to show y'all some beautiful new transfers that I just received from my friend Jackie at Ruth and Ruby. She still has these available, and they're called the Very Merry Christmas. So if y'all want these, you better grab them now because a lot of the new IOD Christmas release is already sold out. But like I say, she still has a few of these. So if you want these, make sure to go over and check out her website, and I'll leave a link to it down below. But I just took this beautiful wreath that was in that Very Merry transfer book, and I'm going to apply it to this side of the magazine holder because y'all, I'm kind of getting into the Christmas. I'm really thinking ahead on Christmas decor this year because I've got 2 homes now to decorate for. So my wheels are really turning on the things and the colors that I want to use for Christmas. So some of this stuff right here can go from fall and can go straight into Christmas. But this right here, I think, has a lot of the fall colors in it. So you could actually go on and put this out for fall, and then you could still use it for Christmas. But I put this on one side of the magazine rack, so now I can flip it around when Christmas gets here, and I'll style it for you and show you how I styled it. Now I want to show y'all a little tip, and I don't know if y'all realize this, but I just realized it the other day when I was in my local Walmart doing grocery shopping. I went over to the fabric section, and y'all, they have a fabric section to where you can get 2 yards bundle pre-cut fabric. This pack right here was $4, and they have a different price range. It just depends on like 3 yards right here, and I think this pack right here was $6 or $8. It was $8 for 3 yards of fabric. It's already pre-cut, it's rolled up, and they had some really pretty colors and different kinds of textures. But if you want an inexpensive throw to use as decoration or to put in baskets, or in my case, I'm going to style the magazine rack with one that I got, this is a great and affordable way to do that. So they had them ranging anywhere from $3 to $8, but this one right here is the one I chose. It was real fluffy and plush, and it was only $4 for 1.5 yards.
A cure for the air conditioning blues. Could you use some too?
Another item that I just scored at Goodwill were these gold bells. These were $3.99, and I've always wanted some similar to these, so these were perfect. I'm going to style these in the magazine rack, just showing you great ideas of decor that you can find at the thrift store that is so inexpensive, and I always shop for all the seasons throughout the year.
A little bit of sunlight.
Now I'm going to show y'all a really easy and very inexpensive way to make a fall wreath. Me and Ben go on walks just about every morning, and I always pick up something. If it's nature or maybe some roadside trash, I pick it up. But on this morning, I found these beautiful leaves, and I couldn't resist them. I picked them up, and I thought, I'm going to try to make a wreath out of these. I brought them home, and anything that's been outside, I always try to spray it really well before I bring it in the house. And so I just kind of went over these with some clear sealer and just made sure, I kind of coated them really well and let them dry, and then I brought them inside. Now I've got a little small grapevine wreath, and I think I got this at Dollar General or Dollar Tree. But I'm just going to cut a few of these off that look good, and I'm not even going to use any hot glue. That is how easy this little wreath is to make. And y'all, I don't know if y'all follow my channel for very long, but y'all know me. I am not a wreath maker. That is something that I love to watch people make them, but I am not good at it. So the only wreaths I can make are some that are very easy like this. So with no hot glue, I am just being able to stick my little stems down in the wire that is on the grapevine wreath. So it made it really easy just to slip them in there, and then I just kind of shaped it and designed it as I went. Now each, branch is going to be a little bit different, and actually some of these had a few acorns on them. So I thought these were really pretty leaves to do this wreath with. Now I'm only going to go around my wreath halfway, because this way you can style it this way, or you could put it the other way like I had it and just have it more like a swag wreath. So I'm going to style it both ways for you, but this is how easy it was. It didn't take me 5 minutes to do this. You could absolutely go all the way around the wreath, and I think this will be absolutely beautiful. But I'm just going to add some really beautiful new ribbon that I just received, and it will be linked to my Amazon store. But I'm just going to tie a really simple, pretty bow to go on it, and that's all I'm going to do to this really pretty wreath. And like I say, this was so inexpensive to make, something that I got from my yard in just an inexpensive Dollar Tree wreath form.
That's sure something I could use. A cure for the air conditioning blues. Could use some too. A little bit of sunlight.
Another item that I worked on this week that I got at a yard sale back in the springtime, and this was $2. It had a huge candle on it. I threw the candle out because it was kind of, I don't know, it kind of melted a little bit, but I just went over this with a little chalk paint, and then I went around and I distressed it. These type things right here, you could always put another candle on it, but you can style these with your floral spheres. You can also, add your pumpkins to them. They just make great little pedestals and risers. Have y'all ever seen the ribbon that has like some pretty writing on it? And it can run up into the money. Well, I'm going to show y'all an inexpensive way of how we can make our own. You just want to take some fabric. I'm just using some fabric I got at the thrift store over in the linen section. And I've got this beautiful stencil. And I'll have it linked down below. But it's got some beautiful writing, handwriting on it. And I'm just going to use some Waverly black ink chalk paint. And you just want to go over your whole stencil, and you just want to work down your fabric as long as you want your ribbon pieces to be. I think I did 3 of these, but like I say, you can just keep on stenciling as far as long as you want to, but I just went over it again, and that's all you have to do. And this makes some beautiful ribbon. Now, Mater right here, y'all, I had to leave this in here, and I was going to ask y'all, comment down below if you get to crafting or reading or doing something. Does your kitty cats or your pets come and they just got to be the center of attention? They have to be involved. So Mater, of course, he's helping me. But once the ink is dry, now we're ready to rip it into, the size of the ribbon that you want. You can do some skinny pieces. You can do it wider. And the stencil that I did another stencil, and I'll show it to you in just a minute, but I just did a couple of patterns just giving you ideas of how you can make your own beautiful fabric ribbon. I'm just going to do it in a couple of loops, and then I'm just going to tie a sash on it, and that's all you have to do. Now once you get your sash kind of tied on it, just kind of place it in the center, and then you want to make sure that your tails come down and you can see the writing on the front. And then you just want to cut away any kind of like loose threads. And then I just trimmed off that little tail. And now we've got a beautiful little bow that we can use to embellish. You can put these on just about anything. And I think these would be beautiful to carry us on through the Christmas season. You could even put these on your gifts. Now I'm going to take another stencil, and this stencil right here I have in my Amazon store, but it has a beautiful pattern to it. And I just did the same thing. I just went down the length of my fabric, and I just kept stenciling it on till I had, a good area stenciled. Once the ink dried, then I'm just going to, rip it in strips. Then I'm going to make a looped bow using the little handwriting fabric that I made, and then I'm going to show you how well these two patterns match together. So get creative with it. Don't be afraid to mix and match your patterns, and that way it just gives your bow a little bit more of a contrast. But I just tied it up really good in the middle, and then just work your little tails around to where you can see the the design, and then just go around and just clip off any excess threads you may have, and then cut off your tails. And now we've got another beautiful bow that we can use to embellish some of our fall decor. And like I say, I think these would be beautiful to leave these out and decorate with these through the Christmas season. Now I'm going to take another thrifted piece, and this was $2. This is just a silver plated little, I don't know, it's just like a little bucket with a little handle on it, but I thought it was absolutely beautiful. And I love to pick up silver or silver plated pieces when I see them out at the thrift store, and especially when they're only $2. So I'm going to go back to the little Fairy Mary transfer book, and I'm going to apply one of these beautiful little fairies to it. And like I told y'all, this book right here is a great one, because not only is it, for Christmas, but a lot of these transfers can be used in the fall time, because they've got a lot of the beautiful fall colors on them. So these can transition over from fall and autumn all the way over into the Christmas and the winter season. Now, while we got the Fairy Mary transfer book out, I'm going to show y'all another great piece that goes really well with these transfers. This one right here, I'm going to cut it out, and I always pick up rolling pins, and I absolutely love this one because I love those red wooden handles. But this little fairy right here, she fit perfect on this rolling pin, so I just applied her, and now this will make a great decorative piece. I can put this out for fall, and like I say, I can also leave this out for winter and Christmas. Around Christmas time, we can add some beautiful green garland sprigs around the top of it, maybe with a bow. So this is a great piece, and like I told y'all, look at the colors in this. Absolutely beautiful fall colors too. Another great piece that I got out to add some transfers to was this beautiful enamel Bundt pan. I got this at Goodwill, and I think it was only 99 cents, and it's already a beautiful color, so I'm going to leave it just the way it is. This is how easy these transfers are. These right here are absolutely beautiful, so I'm just going to apply one of these to the front of my Bundt pan, and now you've got a great piece. There's so many things you can do with Bundt pans. You can add some beautiful florals to them, and I'm going to show you a beautiful wreath or candle ring that my friend Julie from Julie's Designs and Signs sent me, and she said, girl, you have to have this one. And the great thing about this wreath is it's got the great fall colors, but you can also use this throughout Christmas because it's got some great Christmas colors in it too. So this is a great wreath to have that will carry you through a couple of seasons at least. So now I'm going to style this with the magazine rack and just show you how beautiful it pairs with the other beautiful transfer we put on it. Okay, y'all, we are at the end of the video, but I want to tell y'all, make sure to leave me a comment below. Let me know what your favorite project was. Let me know if you're going to make any of these, and if you do, make sure to go over and tag me on Instagram. I'd love to see it. I want to introduce y'all to a sweet little goat. Her name is Phoebe. Ben and I delivered a load of firewood to a very sweet family, and Phoebe was part of their family. I asked them if I had permission, if they minded if I took some photos of her, and they said absolutely not. So I just had to share this cute little goat and just end the video with her because, I mean, I can't top her. She was absolutely the friendliest little thing, and they said that she hangs out with their dog, Bo, and she actually thinks she's a dog. So anyway, just wanted to show y'all cute little Phoebe. And as always, make sure to like the video, give it a thumbs up. It really helps out my channel. And also share it with your friends and family if you know anyone that would enjoy it. Make sure you're subscribed because I'd love to have you back and part of my family. I hope y'all have a great week until the next video. I love y'all, and I'll see you again soon.